Okay, so we're going to talk about episode 5 and episode 6 of The Last of Us because I'm not going to be doing them separately because my episode 5 review was kind of late. So, as you all know, this kind of show is a little bit polarizing for me because some episodes I've agreed with, some episodes I've liked, some episodes I've not liked, other changes I have liked, other changes I really just didn't care for. But after watching episode 5 and 6, I believe the show is kind of coming out on a net positive. That's after episode 4 was not so good because, that was the whole episode with Commander Karen, and, well, I really didn't like it. So episode 5 starts out, with Sam and Henry. They're making a truce with Joel and Ellie. The whole Sam being deaf thing, it was kind of annoying at first, but once I got used to it, it's actually a very good decision, a very good creative decision that, made things a little bit more emotional, made things a little bit more tense. I mean, I thought it might have been used, maybe with a clicker or maybe with zombies or infected, whatever you want to call them, trying to attack them and, trying to direct Sam to safety, but, he can't hear. So I thought it would have made an interesting little combat scenario, but I guess we really didn't get that. So, obviously Joel doesn't trust them. He wants to part ways. He wants to get rid of them. He just, whatever. But Henry has a whole plot and a plan to get out of the city by going underground, which I thought there was going to be heavy infected down there. Because we also saw that bloater from the last episode. He was acting like he was a boomer, but we didn't get to see that. So they make their way down there. They come across an old play school or a preschool or what looked like a nursery school. So you got to see how some of the people lived down there, how they had specific rules to follow, close the doors, keep it down. So that all kind of ties into the later area. And then you have Commander Karen. We find out that the reason she hates Henry is because Henry is a collaborator, aka a snitch, and he snitched her brother out, who was the leader of the I don't want to call them the resistance. I don't know what the quarantine zone, the group of people, whatever they're called. I forget what we call them, but yeah, Commander Karen's brother was the leader. He got snitched out. He got, I don't know. They captured him. They killed him. They did something with him. They snuffed him out. There were other collaborators and snitches that Commander Karen captured, and she basically just said, "You snitched us out to Fedra," and they basically put bullets in their head. But Commander Karen just doesn't seem intimidating. She doesn't seem ruthless. It just legitimately seems like your angry sister, your angry niece didn't get her way, didn't have a good date, had to pay for her own food, and she's irritable and upset and just said, "You know what? Off these people." I didn't see any anger or tension or aggressive nature in her voice. I don't know. My other thing is this. I understand that Henry wronged Commander Karen. But I'm at this point where we're in the apocalypse, right? I'm not wasting manpower. I'm not wasting gas, trucks, resources, but I'm not wasting any of this stuff trying to get Henry. I mean, think about it. Suppose Henry does escape the city, or anybody, even Joel. What are their realistic chances of survival? They have minimal supplies, they have minimal ammo, they're not soldiers. I mean, hypothetically, if they escape, the chances of them getting caught and killed by raiders or infected are high. So you know what? I'm going to take this L. I'm going to kneel down and take the ball to halftime and say, you know what? You guys, cool. I'm going to let y'all escape. Y'all can get killed by infected, raiders, whatever. I'm not risking my people, my resources, my ammo, my soldiers for nothing. Y'all can leave. I'll hold that L. Y'all can take that W and deal with the raiders and infected. I'm going to hold that L. That's what I would have done. But that's not what Commander Karen did. So they make it out throughout the tunnels. They get upon a house, and Smooth was having PTSD because the sniper was shooting at him. Joel gets around the sniper after I thought Henry and Sam were going to abandon them. Joel gets behind the sniper, tries to talk him down, ends up killing him. And then we find out he already radioed for help. So Commander Karen and the whole entire force, trucks, guns, Jeeps, SUVs, you name it, they're coming. And I'm just like, this seems like an entire waste of resources to be dealing with one person. But lo and behold, they do. And right when Henry is about to give himself up because, they betrayed and they snitched him out to Fedra for some leukemia medicine, which made Sam go blind, or deaf, I'm sorry. Emergence Day happens, and I was going to say what are they called? Damn, what are they called in Gears of War? I can't even think about what they're called. Alexa, what is the enemy in Gears of War?
Here's something I found on reference.com. To defeat General Rom at the end of Gears of War, clear away the krill flying around Rom before firing on him directly. The krill protect Rom from harm while surrounding him.
Oh, what are they? Thanks, Alexa. You didn't do anything. The Locust. Okay. So the infected pop out of the ground like the Locust, and just runners and clickers just own all these soldiers that are trying to hunt down Henry, Sam, Joel, and Ellie. And I'm like, this is out of control. These infected were wilding out. Then you had the bloater coming out. He out here looking like the Juggernaut, choke slamming people, punching people. Did the whole head rip fatality when you get killed by a bloater if you run into one. Never did, but thankfully I seen Smooth do it a couple times. And it was just crazy. Now, Joel could not shoot a driver in a truck. But now Joel is up here like enemy at the gate sniper style with the infinite ammo cheat on, and he is just shooting everybody. I don't know how Ellie, Sam, and Henry didn't get bit or attacked, because they just seem to be, especially when Sam and Henry were under the car, like those clickers were everywhere. They were everywhere. Now, one change, I don't know if it's different from the game or maybe I misinterpreted it, but I was under the impression that an infected had to be infected for 10 years to become a clicker. But we definitely seen a child clicker with a Blue's Clues shirt on. Now, does the infected stop? Hypothetically, you could be infected for 10 years, but maybe the infected, they don't grow. They don't age anymore. So maybe if you're infected at age 40, the infected will always be in a 40-year-old body. So if an 8-year-old's infected, then the infected clicker will always be an 8-year-old body. It will never be like an 18-year-old body. I'm not sure how that works. I asked BG. Didn't really get a clear answer. But Commander Karen finally finds our heroes, or our people, Joel, Henry, Ellie, and Sam. And as she's holding the gun up, instead of just shooting them, or at least shooting Henry, she gives her monologue up, and Commander Karen gets eaten by a child clicker. Now, I've also been told that the dead can't become infected and turned, which doesn't make sense to me, because that would mean that people that get infected would have to somehow survive. But we've seen infected in the games and in the show, they don't let anybody survive. They just beat the hell out of you, brutalize you, bite you, kill you, rip you apart. So how is the infection being spread if the infected just kill everybody? Not many people are getting away from the infected. They're just getting brutalized, just getting beaten up, torn apart, ripped apart, bludgeoned, whatever. I don't even know how the bloater would infect people in this thing. I know he throws spores, but now he just be whooping ass. So, they get to the house, and, the scene from the game where, you find out that Sam is bitten. It sucks. Joel and Henry are bonding, kind of like their big brother, father-child moments. And, Ellie thinks that she can cure Sam by, like, cutting herself and putting her blood up into his wound. But unfortunately, wake up the next morning and the kid's like, please stay awake with me. She tries to. She wakes up. She's like, hey, Sam. And Sam turns. Sam runs into Ellie, tackles her into the hallway in front of Joel and Henry. Henry's got the gun. For a man that's never shot or killed anybody, he headshot the mess out of Sam, which kind of sucks because he said he's never killed anybody. And the first person he kills is his brother, and the second person he kills is himself. So that was a wild episode. Good episode. Much better than the last episode. Happy that Commander Karen got her just desserts. I mean, I said that she might have been able to go underground or at least throw a grenade on that bloater in the episode 4, but now that we found out that Fed had driven all the infected underground, maybe it was a better decision just to leave that bloater alone. Now, episode 6, we get a time skip about 3 months after Sam and Henry die, and, Joel and Ellie are reaching Jackson. And I don't remember if Jackson was the name of the town in part 2, or if Jackson was the name of the dam in part 1, or if they combined them together. I'd have to ask BG or Jack. I am not the Last of Us encyclopedia. I'm sorry. But they get here, and of course they get stopped by guys on horseback. They got dogs, and they're very, untrustworthy, as I would be too, because 1, you don't know if people are infected. 2, if you don't know if people are raiders. They let out a dog. I didn't know if dogs could detect infected or not. I mean, maybe that's new. I'm not sure. But they check out Joel. Joel is clean. Joel starts panicking, thinking that Ellie is going to get ripped apart by the dog, or at least detect her. Dog doesn't detect her. Interesting. So he finally finds Tommy. He reunites with him. Tommy, Joel was coming off a little selfish and bigoted this episode. I thought it was going to come an episode of, people need to be accepted for their differences and whatever, but that never ended up happening. Joel and Tommy both down with the Brown because Tommy is married to Maria and she is pregnant. Tommy does it right. Tommy gets married before consummating the marriage, and Maria gets it right as well. She is doing the whole marry before you carry. Ain't no baby mamas up in this. So big shout out to Tommy. So, Ellie learns Sarah's fate from Maria. Joel is confiding about Tommy, about Ellie, the immunity, and he's just a wreck, saying he's not the same guy anymore. He doesn't have the same edge. He almost got taken out by a kid. Ellie had to save him. He wants to part ways. He wants Tommy to finish the mission. But at the end, they have a conversation, and Joel is like, you want to come with me? You want to go with Tommy? And she just throws the bag at Joel. So, she's going on with Joel. So they get to a college, and there's monkeys. And, I don't know if monkeys can be infected. I mean, at the Resident Evil 0, I'd be very wary because, monkeys are similar enough to humans that they probably could be infected. But as they put their horse up and they're looking for things, and they're looking for things about the Fireflies, they see a couple raiders. Oh, man, they got raiders. And this is when shit got real. So they didn't want to upright fight the raiders. They tried to get back to the horse. And then a raider comes at Joel with a bat. And this is where I was waiting for the first baseball bat of the show. And of course, homeboy completely misses Joel. Completely misses. How do you miss somebody in a surprise ambush attack with a baseball bat? So I'm thinking Joel's going to whoop his ass, and then Joel's going to swing the bat, and Joel's going to miss. But the bat breaks, they start tussling. Joel, kind of body blocks him, body checks him, flips him around, chokes him out, kills him, snaps his neck. But Joel is like gutted in the stomach by the base of the bat handle. And I'm like, I had to have BG rewind it to see what happened. And is it plausible it could have happened that way? Yeah, but the way it happened was they could have made it better, because it just seemed kind of silly that, like, for a bat to go into you that hard and that deep and that sharp for like a little body check, like, not really buying it. I think they could have made it better, but at the same time, it was a better choice than Joel falling off a ledge and landing on a rebar, because that was brutal in the game. Brutal. And they're probably going to end up going, actually, no, I don't even know if they'll be able to make it back to the house with the two people. I forgot to talk about the two old people in the beginning, where they were trying to check out maps and everything. There was an old guy who came in. Joel basically talked him down and disarmed him. He had a fat wife. I don't know how you can be fat in this time and era. And he's like, why didn't you shoot him? She was like, gun's over there. She too big to even get the gun. And if you're that big and you're on that 400, 500, 600 pound life to where you can't even move, you probably should have the gun closer to you. But Joel got her up here making him soup and dinner and everything. I'm like, man, this fat. But you know what? At least if infected or raiders come, my man could be out while they eating her, because her slow ass ain't gonna be able to run away. So the episode ends where, Ellie tells Joel to get on the horse. They hop on the horse. She fires like some random, over-the-shoulder warning shots. They get away, but Joel falls off the horse. Joel is injured. So now Ellie doesn't know what to do, because Ellie has got to take care of Joel. She's got to heal him. She's got to get him medical attention. Got to get him something. I think both these last two episodes were very good episodes, both around the 7 or 8 mark. I mean, I'm not giving them 9 or 10, because 9 and 10 is like amazing, but these were definitely solid episodes, way better than episode 4. I did not like episode 4 with Commander Karen. That was just not really cool. I mean, Commander Kathleen, Commander Karen, whatever you want to say, whatever. But after episode 3 was trash, and episode 4, picked up, was kind of mid. 5 and 6 picked up. So, you know what? I'm back on board on this show. So, you'll be getting more reviews from me. I'm Black Bond. I'll catch you guys next time. Enjoy your weekend. Whoop his ass. And then Joel's going to swing the bat. And Joel's going to miss. But the bat breaks. They start tussling. Joel